Virgo, this is your week ahead tarot card reading by Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It's a message for Virgo, sun, moon, and rising sign. This is an energy reading. So even if you're not a Virgo birthday and it pops up randomly in your suggested videos, you need to hear this message. There's something here that you need to hear. It comes to you at just the right time. And this is where your message begins. Watch your words. I think you already know it because there's a lot of sensitivity here, and Mercury is in retrograde in Sagittarius. So there's a lot of discomfort here because remember, Sagittarius is where Mercury is in its fall position. It's its opposite sign. It's the sign opposite from Gemini, which is also one of its domiciles. Virgo, you would be, which means Pisces is also where it's in its fall position. It is not comfortable. It's not cozy. And it's in retrograde. So there's a particular energy of words coming back to haunt you, or people throwing things up to your face, or you hearing something being repeated, or people listening very carefully to what you have to say, but not because they're interested in what you have to say, but because they're really not on your side. Parrot usually happens when somebody is repeating what was said, but they don't necessarily know why it was being said. They don't know the context. They're not using their own intellect. They're just repeating like parrot, like they're just repeating something. So ultimately, there's a very sensitive situation that you are in right now. And I'm glad you found this reading because you need to be aware that what you say right now is going to matter. It's going to make all the difference. Or what you have said is going to make the difference. There is going to be a situation where people are going to be repeating your words back to you, and it's going to bring you some shit. It's going to bring you some shit. Now, I'm not saying they're using this in the right way, but I am saying that people are about to repeat things that you have said, and it will be in some ways used against you. So be very, very careful about who is listening and about how you're talking and what you're saying right now. And maybe, listen, plead the fifth. Don't say anything right now because it's a very tender time. I don't know if it's necessarily, for some of you, it would be maliciousness is afoot. But I think for some of you, it's not that the situation is malicious. It's just that things are not settled. And that speaking too quickly would be putting your foot in your mouth and not be the best thing. So watch your words. Is that sense of maybe you don't want to make up even your mind too quickly, because it's 4 + 5 adds up to 9. 9 means that you're almost at a conclusion, but you're not completely at a conclusion. There's still something left that is, you may be comfortable with where things are, but you're not completely fulfilled, right? There's a comfort level there, but there's not a fulfillment. And if there's not a fulfillment, then there's something that's still missing, and you need to be aware of that. There is something still missing. It may be information. That could absolutely be. Definitely what you want to avoid, yourself personally. Not what you want to look out for. What you absolutely want to avoid is just repeating something and thinking, oh, I can get out of the situation or get away with something by just repeating what was said, because it's going to blow up in your face. So don't do that. If you don't know the answer, don't just repeat what you heard. Stay quiet. Stay quiet. Or say, I will get that information. Whatever it is very important right now. So Virgo, let's understand what is happening and why you need to watch your words. Also, this sense of you don't want to be misinterpreted by the universe because you are very powerful right now. And ultimately, there's this energy of, a lot of times when this card comes out, there's this energy of watch what you're saying because you will get what you want. But what you want, this is Mercury retrograde right now. So you might be acting any more emotionally than normal because you don't have your intellect fully turned on right now. Mercury's in Sagittarius, so you're not in the strongest position that you could be in. And ultimately is like, watch what you end and watch what you finalize right now. That's why as astrologers, you always recommend, if you can avoid signing paperwork or making, commitments, like legal commitments, if you can avoid that right now, avoid it right now. Because what you say now can and will be held against you. And ultimately, you don't want to get stuck in a position where you've said something and you can't take it back. Remember, as I divide this deck, Virgo, there are going to be cards that fall out. I'm going to leave them because they're part of the message. If you're just finding this channel, Virgo, thank you. Welcome. My name is Michelle. God bless you all. Please do subscribe now to help the channel grow. And remember that if you want to participate in the free public tarot card readings I do here, you have to select all notifications because that's the only time you're going to get notified of everything that happens here, of the lives. So Virgo, there's a lot coming out. And if you're looking for personal messages, I do provide those. I do provide personal readings only through my website, www.bornwithoutboundariestarot.com. The link is down below. It's in this channel header. You can find my website all over the place. And you can book now with me. I do have open availability this week. I'm going to cleanse the energy. So if you're sound sensitive, you might want to turn down your volume a little bit. Hold on. Okay. So essentially, watch your words right now because your words are powerful and somebody is going to repeat them and somebody's going to take them seriously, and ultimately you might not be ready. There's something here that's gentle and tender. This is you, and it's coming out in the past. Bring a gentle touch. In the past, you've used a gentle touch with this, or this was something new. This was something that was always tender and was always going to require your tenderness. Maybe something new that began toward the beginning of this year or earlier this year, or maybe even in your life. This sense of, maybe even when you were young, this sense of sensitivity. A sense of things aren't stable, but not in a bad way. It's just that they're new. They're too young to be stable. That's what we get. This dear spirit asks us to be graceful, to remember our grace, to remember our dignity and our own personal integrity, and be graceful and grant other people grace. That's what when you see dear totem enters, when you're being reminded too of your grace and of the power of grace when it comes to others. So there's some energy here. Bring a gentle touch. That's also 9 energy. You've got 9. There is this energy of something is coming to a close, or something is finishing. It's coming into its full sense of personal value. And that's why, in a sense, watch your words, because you could really crush somebody right now, or it's still something that you care about too much to go too far with. So hold on. We have learned from the past now coming up in the future. And what was the past? Be graceful, be kind, be gentle, be tender, be loving. And that's what it's saying. Remember that energy right now. Watch your words, because being kind and gentle and tender, like, maybe even when it was done to you, somebody's grace, somebody's tenderness and gentleness, how did it impact you? That's the way you want to impact this situation, not accusatory, derogatory, or speaking too quickly or without concern. Okay. And then we have give with gratitude and grace. This is somewhere around Thanksgiving. This was maybe somewhere around, maybe it happened over the holidays, or simply like, remember to be giving, remember to be gentle and kind, remember how far that goes and how important that is. And then the abundance abundant universe will provide. Like, you have everything that you need. You have the abundance, and that's where 10 shows up. This sense of prosperity and having everything you need. But go gentle right now, okay? What else is coming out? Time for a deep dive. There's some major emotions that are going on here. There's some major love, there's some major consideration, there's some major romance, or there's simply just major value. Somebody places a lot of value here. This is Libra energy. So it has to do with partnership. It has to do with tender circumstances that are here. Like I said, it could be value, could be money, because Venus rules money too. Venus rules what's valuable to people. She rules what people, take to heart and what is valuable to them, what they value, what really inspires them. That's what she rules. So money and romance are always associated with that. And then we have, looking more into the future, time to collaborate, and life is a mystery. This sense of maybe not even realizing how strong this collaboration could be, or it's surprising you that things could actually work out. But the mystery here, life is a mystery, is still this unknown. But it's 8, the energy of 8. So it's almost like you're trying to, or it's being suggested to play things safe right now, because you feel that this connection could be really valuable to you in the long run. That there's something here where you want to watch your words. You don't want to decide things right now, because you know that in the long run that this is going to be, that this has potential value in the future. At least that's what you're thinking, right? I would say that the value is there. I would say that it's confirmed. I would say that you are not even completely aware, because one of the downsides of Virgo energy is that it really does believe it can always have things under its control, and you can't. And I would say that that's a weakness of Virgo energy, is to think that you can actually control everything every step of the way, and you cannot. And so it's confirmed that not even you understand the value of this connection. I don't think you fully realized what it means to you and what the possibilities are and what the capabilities are. And that's confirmed by the cards, that this still holds a lot of possibility that you're not even aware of yet, but it is definitely collaboratory. And the words that you use this week will determine whether or not you're even going to get a chance to collaborate. So ultimately there is bridges here that you do not want to burn. And so God is coming in and bringing this message to you, Virgo, to say, think about, you're going to need to remember. In other words, you're going to experience triggers this week, but you are going to need to remember this week, maybe more than any other week this year, how gentleness impacted you, how somebody's kindness and understanding, how it felt, and how it helped you, and how maybe it made you open up or really help a situation. That there is some level of goodness here, or just a remembering how somebody was good to you, how somebody took care of you, remembering their kindness, remembering their gentleness, even if they're not behaving the best of themselves right now. Just this beautiful sense of, but I've seen better, and I know what they're capable of. It's asking you to pause and not jump to conclusions, and don't burn any bridges, because there's still connectivity here, and there's still value here, and there's even more unknown value into the future. And so in some respects, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater this week, Virgo. And the only reason why you'd be getting this message is because your ass was about to. Let's get a moon card. Coming up from the past. I feel like there were more emotions in the past. We have, it's time to take action. Okay, so in the past, you took action because of somebody's kindness, because of somebody's patience, because of somebody's tenderness. In the past, there's a sense of recognizing it and realizing their potential or their capacities, or maybe your capacities for kindness and gentleness. That's when there was potential. That's when there was yeah, like I said, like that's when you took action. So ultimately it's kind of like saying, watch your words, because this situation or this person still has that value. They still have that value. And you don't want to be reminded of that too late. And maybe now, especially during Mercury retrograde, you're starting to be reminded of that tenderness. Hold on. What is this about for Virgo? You've got a lot of shit on your plate right now. There's heavy, heavy burdens. You're struggling a great deal. Maybe you've taken too much on. Okay, so it has to do with that. And maybe this is fuckboy energy. You've been playing around. Somebody's playing the games. Somebody's been a little bit too impulsive. Somebody's been being too selfish. Maybe you feel like somebody's being selfish to you because you took on a lot of responsibilities and a lot of burdens for them, or vice versa. They're thinking this of you. They're thinking you're being the asshole. Somebody's sitting here thinking the other's being the asshole because they've done a lot for them and they've carried a heavy load or been very considerate, and they don't feel like it's being reciprocated. And that's where the frustration is going to start coming in. Right? Like taking things to the extreme. Okay? So how does Virgo handle this situation? In the past, there was some sort of new beginning, a new idea, new communications, new way of speaking. It's like everything was new and fresh and your mind was open. Hold on. So in the past, there's some energy of your mind was open, or this was just a consideration. And now there's this energy of something really valuable as at risk. Because in some ways, maybe you've taken it on too much on yourself, the burden too much on yourself, right? And so now there's just this energy, I don't know, maybe your house is at risk, or where you live is at risk, or somebody's financial situation is a little bit shaky, or you don't feel like you're being valued based on what you're taking on. And it's confirmed here, somebody isn't being valued, but at the same time, they're kind of a martyr and they took on too much. And now it's clear that maybe you're never going to get that back, but it's almost like you could get it back. You could get it back. I think there's some sort of partnership that you're headed toward that is actually going to surprise you. I don't know if this is work or personal. However, it resonates. Because there's this energy of, it's almost like you realize that there's some sort of clarity or conversation that's going to come that somebody feels like they've contributed way too much while the other hasn't contributed at all. And ultimately, there's just this sense of watch your words. Okay, but why watch their words? Why watch their words? What's going on? Somebody was too harsh with somebody else. I can say that right now. Somebody was too harsh. They said too much or accused too much, and they devalued somebody. And then we have 6 of Wands and 8 of Pentacles. Because you can still get what you want out of the situation. Because there's still a sense of somebody being proud of your work, of you doing a good job, of you feeling like you can make an impact, and that something here can actually still work out, and people being very happy with you and acknowledging your hard work. There's still this opportunity there to actually make things work or make things happen. And there's some sort of thing that's going to be good anyway that comes out of the situation. How? What's coming out of this situation? What is this life is a mystery and time to collaborate? What do you mean? Queen of Wands, your confidence levels, your certainty of yourself, your future, or it's almost like your reputation. Your reputation and how people see you and take care of you, how much people respect you. That's what's coming out. There's some level of kindness here and a value here. when it comes to something's worth, something's value. Maybe you're dealing with multiple feminine energy. Queens are usually distributors of the energy. So it really is about maintaining a good reputation and staying in people's good graces. Though I gotta say, there could be multiple women involved here. I don't know if somebody's playing the field. Let's go and find out. Link is down below, and I've also pinned it to the top of the comment section.